How's everyone feeling?
I have a headache.
You have a headache?
Yeah.
I didn't have a headache. Then I drank this coffee, and now I have a headache.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lovely Talks.
Why do you always do that?
Yeah,
With
why
your
do
hosts,
you have to do this?
Bobby and Johnny and Josh.
It's
That's
embarrassing.
me.
Real
And
podcast.
we have a great episode for you.
just
First
keep
and
doing
foremost, we have a guest today. She's been on the show before, but she's a great guest, Violet. Everyone
Violet.
give it up for Violet.
There we go.
Once again.
Yay! Round of applause.
I'm the only one clapping.
No, she's watching you clap, though.
So, how is it having a crap dad?
I think you asked that question on the first episode.
Yeah, she's still
Oh,
speechless.
no. I must be slipping. Thank you, Violet, for being on the show. So,
Stay there. Shut up.
for some reason, we're filming this on a Saturday, and you're probably watching this on a Monday. There's something going on downtown. I don't know what it is, but there's tons of balloons. They're floating around. Is it a church event? What is it? Do you guys know?
I think it's the St. Patrick's Day parade.
You really is it really St. Patrick's Day?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't
have
know.
no idea.
I don't know.
Did you see what was downtown?
Is it St. Patty's Day already?
No, it's not. They were all colorful.
It's the St. Easter's Day.
Someone is going to let us know what was going on
Parade.
downtown. It was insane looking. We might have to go and...
there was like a giant inflatable costume that somebody was. It looked like a giant ice cream cone.
Yeah, it was like a big, giant ice cream cone.
Saint
or a
Ice Cream
snowman that somebody
Day.
Saint
peed
ice
on.
cream cone. So first up on our discussion, MCR is back, baby.
What is MCR? Is it like a...
My Chemical Romance. They are reuniting and coming back with a tour and hopefully a new album. Have you know MCR?
Slightly. I'm not like a
You
super
like their
fan.
first album, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I've listened to their songs throughout the day. I'm not very good with like naming them or anything because I didn't get that.
Everyone
into
knows
them.
like Helena.
yeah,
that song.
for sure, except for Bobby.
Bobby, have you ever listened to My Chemical Romance?
Yeah, I don't know
radio.
the names of the songs. I like that one song that goes na 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 na
Oh, that's
na
one of their later ones.
na na na.
Yes.
Nah.
But that's not the only band that is coming back. Apparently, there's a list of bands that are going to be coming back.
Nice.
System of a Down is reuniting.
I do love them.
You love? Yeah, I thought you would.
System of a Down.
System of a Down. They had Chop Suey. That song, Chop
Oh,
Suey.
is that the song where like
Toxicity,
is that the song where it's like really
BYD.
like mellow and then they get loud
Yeah.
and start screaming?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Something like that.
Nothing like no, but no, I know that song. Yeah,
Also, Rage Against the Machine is reuniting. You guys listen to them at all?
I know them.
Rage Against the Machine.
I've heard a few of their songs. I'm not like crazy, super fan, but of course I do like their music.
My first experience with them was when I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That was the first time I ever heard them.
Yeah.
They had their music on the playlist, like on the radio. Mm-hmm. I
Radio-
found some
Radio
gems
X.
playing Grand Theft Auto, like some really good artists that would come on there.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City founded my love for 80s music.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Vice City, yeah.
That's
I
a
used
really
to
good jams.
roll around listening to that stuff all the time. And then like the same thing happened with like Fallout. I love listening to those old
Oh
timey
my
songs.
god, that's the
man.
only time I like listening to it is when I'm
Yeah.
killing weird creatures,
Just-
in
yeah.
the video game.
It fits the setting.
Yeah, and I used to work at a fine dining restaurant, and they would play like some of the songs that would come on Fallout. And so I'm walking through the restaurant thinking like I need to serve these people, and then a song would play, and I'd be like, I gotta
You
shoot
immediately
them.
killed them. Yeah.
I gotta shoot and loot these people and take their food and eat
I
it.
legally have to say that's not true. That won't happen.
I didn't do that.
But here's the thing about this MCR breaking news kind of thing is a while ago, someone who's famous said this, and no one believed him. And guess who it was?
Was it an actor?
No, it was Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers.
It's a good thing I didn't get a chance to guess.
I don't like
guess
playing
that.
guessing games.
Yeah, we
Bobby.
saw that from the last episode.
So here's the thing. He was apparently at a studio practicing for their tour, and he said he heard My Chemical Romance songs being played in the next room. He's like, I think they're getting back together. And everyone was like, no, Joe. Go sit in the corner because you're the worst Jonas brother.
So, is this going to be like they're making a new album?
I hope so.
Or is
They've
this just
been-
like a reunion thing? Because the Backstreet Boys, they've been like reuniting every year.
Every year.
And it's the same songs, I think. I don't know. My wife
we have no
probably
idea.
They
would
just
know.
do covers of their own songs.
They do covers of
How do you do a cover of your own song.
No, that's all they do.
Do they just like switch positions in the band?
They claim themselves as a tribute band, and they do covers of their own music.
Would it be weird if NSYNC did a cover song of a Backstreet Boys song and vice versa?
That would break.
Dude.
I think they might have happened already. I don't know. But
If
that
it
would-
hasn't, we need to contact Justin Timberlake.
Oh, because we have
and
direct connections to
Like-
him.
yeah. Somebody call Jimmy Fallon. He knows him.
Jimmy's like, I hate Jimmy. I used to love Jimmy.
Why
Now
do you
he's
hate
just,
him?
I don't know. He's such a suck up.
Do you think he's a sellout?
Yeah, not a sellout, but I think he's just a suck up.
My wife loves Jimmy Fallon for some reason. She finds him funny. I don't, and that's okay. But I find everything that he does to be cringy.
Yeah, I find Conan O'Brien the funniest.
I don't know. Conan's hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
He's funny, but
he's more
sometimes
consistent than the others. Stephen
Okay.
Colbert was hilarious in Comedy Central. Like his Colbert Report, that was like my favorite show to ever exist.
I didn't actually, I guess, experience him until it was
During
too
the
late.
prime?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't know anything about him until it was pretty much too late. I knew of him, but I guess it didn't appeal to me until he was off the air. So
Also, on a quick note, since we're talking about the Jonas Brothers, their music does not suck for anyone out there. I watched a documentary on Amazon Prime about the Jonas Brothers, and I got to say, it was really interesting. And their music, I took a listen. Don't you judge me. And it was actually kind of good.
I mean, they are kind of boggled down by the whole Disney, the whole Disney thing. So it does.
Disney did kind of ruin what they were trying to do because they were a band before they ever were on a TV show.
fact or fiction? Nick Jonas is better than the collective of Jonas Brothers.
Why do you think that?
Okay.
Success-wise or just in general?
Songs. I say that
Songs.
because Nick Jonas has put out some really good songs
Yeah,
by
he has.
himself. When he's with his brothers, are they really his brothers? I don't know.
Yeah, they're really his
Okay.
brothers.
Because there's Nick and there's like another one and there's a fat one. I don't know their names, but Nick's songs by himself are good. But the Jonas Brothers songs, I try to get into them. Well, I'm not gonna sit there and say like I listen to them with the intent of loving them, but I've heard them on the radio. I don't.
Not for you?
No.
You know, what's interesting is Nick was the first one to be contacted for like a contract. He was the one everyone wanted, but he was like, listen, I want to get my brothers involved. And so that's why they all kind of came together and wrote their own songs and brought it to the studio or to the executives. And they were like, we like all three of you now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to chime in here and say I know absolutely nothing about the Jonas Brothers.
Well, I'm saying everyone needs to know about the Jonas Brothers.
Yes, sir.
They're on a comeback, but MCR is back, and I am super excited. I love their music.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite personal song is, I got to say, probably "Welcome Back to the Parade" or the Black Parade.
Yeah, that one's
that
out.
Is that
one's
the
When I was
Yeah.
a young boy.
I was trying so hard to put the lyrics together. I'm like, none of it makes sense. So contextually, I don't know how to say it.
Does anybody know why they broke up?
They just took like a hiatus to where
The chemicals wore off.
the chemicals were.
There was
off.
no more romance after the chemicals wore off.
I just know they took a hiatus because they're like, listen, we want to do our own thing. Of course, the lead singer decided to create a TV show.
I was gonna
Yeah, a
ask.
comic book that was created into a TV show for Netflix.
I was gonna ask. Usually in those situations, someone breaks off and does their own thing.
Yeah.
So he made
I
something
think
for
he
Netflix.
helped write a comic book that got turned into a TV show that he helped produce.
What is it?
The Umbrella thing.
The Umbrella Academy.
Yeah,
The
that's
Umbrella
it.
Academy?
Yeah,
That was
he
him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Today I learned.
Have you guys seen it?
No. It's on my list.
It's not terrible.
Well, I wanted
I
to
mean,
see
it's
it.
It's on my
kinda-
list. I
It's
haven't-
kind of cheesy at times. I'll say that, and it gets a little like okay, but it's pretty good. You should give it a watch.
It looks very X-Men to me. I don't know if
Yeah.
it is, but
It
A little
feels like
bit.
it.
I mean, it's pretty much that story.
Okay.
Just in a more twisted and dark way.
okay.
Bobby, you walked in with some nice sneakers today.
Oh.
Oh, we're going
Those
there.
were some shiny sneakers.
Hey,
We're
how
going
about,
there.
could you get the camera and
Can
go
we
point
get a
at 'em?
close up of those shoes? No one's up behind the camera,
Yeah,
so
no,
we
you gotta get
literally
up and go do
can't.
it.
No, I'm not moving. He's gonna have to take them
Oh,
off.
okay,
Here we
there
go.
you go. Go
Look at
go
that.
up there, Bobby. Go
Look
put
at that.
It up
Look
to
at
the
that.
camera.
That's
These
a nice
are
looking shoe.
these are PlayStation Nikes.
Look at that. They're PlayStation Paul George edition, not Kyrie Irving, as I thought.
Hold on. Yeah, no. Show them the back of the tongue there.
Yeah, what's
show 'em
on the
power
tongue?
sign. Oh, you see the power buttons on?
What does that do?
Let's show them what it
It
does.
lights up.
It lights it up.
Bobby is 11 years old.
Like an 11-year-old boy's shoe.
Bobby, what? What inspired you to get the shoe right there?
No.
Um,
Don't correct that.
He only
I
bought
just-
one, by the way, just one shoe.
Yeah, I can't afford the other one yet. It's on layaway. No, I like shoes.
Yes. How many pairs of shoes do you have?
A couple.
No, I think we need to get more specific.
We need a number, at least a range.
Okay. I'll ask this. What would be too many?
Too many shoes.
I guess.
Well, hold on.
So-
we
so-
need to declare this by his how much money he makes.
So now we're gonna get to his finances.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
let-
where are your tax returns?
Yeah, here's my taxes next to my shoes.
For
No.
Bobby's financial situation, which isn't bad. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. Mine's terrible. His isn't bad. But
How do you know
for
it's not
his
bad?
financial
How do you know my
situation,
finances?
I would say that 35 pairs of shoes is getting excessive.
Wow, that's a lot of shoes, Johnny. I would say probably past the 15 to 12 mark is
Well,
excessive.
hold on. I'm considered like you got to understand. If Bobby loves shoes, he probably has his shoes from high school.
Oh no.
I don't.
Oh, all these are brand
Even
new.
Violet's upset about this.
They're not brand new, but the oldest shoe that I currently own is probably 2014. So how long ago was that? 5 years?
Yep. So
So in 5 years,
let's go in order of style. How many dress shoes do you have?
4.
4 dress shoes.
Yes.
Okay. And how many athletic shoes do you have that you use for athletic things like running, jogging, basketball? Specifically those, not something that you wear on the side. that's
Also
athletic.
4.
So 4. So you have 8 total. Mm-hmm. And now, what are the ones that you wear casually? Uh-oh. He's getting a pen and he's writing down a number.
He's got to get his math
He's
out.
marking numbers. Oh, boy. He's still marking them. This is going to be a lot, everyone. Bear with us.
Did you ask him how many dress shoes yet?
Yeah, he had 4.
Four
4 dress
pairs of
shoes
dress
and then
shoes?
4 shoes that he actually uses for athletic things. Yes.
So, yikes. 15?
So you have over 20 shoes.
23, roughly. I think it's the right
How many
number.
of those do you actually wear in a month? How many of those? How many of those don't you touch? You won't touch how many?
All right, so
in a month?
I have, and again, I understand this is a very niche thing, so a lot of people are not going to relate to this, and that's okay. So I will shed light. I have a weekly rotation where on my shoe rack, I have a Monday through Friday, right? And then I rotate them to the next rack and bring some more shoes up for that rack. I also have, that's the shoe rack, I have 6 pair of shoes in my closet that I only wear for like certain occasions.
So they're limited edition, Bobby edition.
These have been worn for the first time today
Oh, my God. So let me be clear.
for the podcast.
He didn't hit the baby against the thing, if that's what
That was
everyone's
my
wondering.
knee.
That was his knee.
Yeah, sorry.
Just to be clear, you base your outfits on the shoe that is in rotation.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. I feel like it's all the time.
It's
Your dress shoes don't rotate, right? Your dress shoes kind of stay.
No, they rotate.
So
Like,
then you're like, well, I got to wear these boots. So.
I already
It
know
also-
what dress shoes I'm wearing tomorrow.
It already goes. He's probably got an outfit that
You go to
goes
church?
with
Yes,
the-
yes.
Yeah, he probably
Okay,
picks out
so what
outfits.
kind of outfit do you have for tomorrow?
Okay, so I have a pink button-up shirt with
I was going to say pink. I don't know why. I just felt pink.
like dark burgundy pants and brown dress shoes.
So wait, when you decide on an outfit,
Mm-hmm.
do you start with the shoe first? Like, which shoe am I going to wear? And then you pick out your pants and then your shirt?
This is twice now that you've asked the same question
No, I
Josh asked.
Oh, you asked this?
Josh
Sorry.
asked about dress shoes, and then, hey, did you ask about dress shoes? He asked about making my outfit around the shoes, and you asked, oh, so do you make your outfit around your shoes? Do you listen when he talks?
No, I was paying attention to her because she's more important than you guys. Sorry.
Fair.
She was just
Bobby, what are you watching over there?
Nothing, actually, but because it
There's
is...
something.
No,
I can
right.
see it moving.
No, what I was going to say is I'm watching nothing right now, but because it's...
Bull crap, he moved it. All right, everyone? Just to be clear.
Just to be clear, that's just the random video that plays when you open the app. Like I was trying to say, because you've interrupted me the third time now. I was just having this up because it's been like the thing to do the last 2 episodes, just because there's no game on. There's no game that comes on until 3. But back to the shoes. Sometimes I pick the shoes first.
I feel like wearing these today.
How often do you shop for shoes on your app, Goat? Or just in general? Maybe not even on that app.
I'd say every couple of months.
Like on a daily basis, do you get on there and...
Oh, how often do I
Yeah.
peruse the app?
Yes, peruse.
Okay. A couple times a week.
A couple times a week.
Couple times a week. I'm not going to say daily. I'm not that bad.
Do you have any shoes that are like custom made? Like completely custom made to what you specifically wanted?
You're a high top kind of guy, huh?
Yeah, I do actually. And it varies. It varies.
I just recently got into Vans, the low top Vans.
Yeah.
I have never had a pair until recently, and I got to say I really enjoy Vans.
I wore Vans when I was in the 8th grade.
Yeah,
man.
everyone kind of had them, whatever, but I just got into them, and now they're cool again.
You probably
okay?
like them because you have a wide foot. You're like me.
My wide foot
Can't
is...
wear narrow shoes.
So I want to move on to some other news that I just saw recently. Mixer, which is a platform made by Microsoft, has recruited Ninja, one of the biggest Twitch streamers to ever exist, and he got some kind of contract. We don't know the final number of how much money they offered him to move over to Mixer, but Mixer recently got Shroud. And for anyone who doesn't know who Shroud is, he's one of the best gaming shooters to ever exist. If you ever watch, just Google Shroud and you'll find out how good he is at video games.
Josh, can you further explain what Mixer is for those that may not know?
Oh, God. Mixer is a streaming platform. Microsoft created it for people who have PCs and Xbox. So if you have a video game and you want to stream it and show the world what you're capable of, you go on Mixer.
So it's now the rival to Twitch.
It's now the rival to Twitch, yes, 100%. And they're trying to make these moves, which is totally a Bill Gates move, because back in the day, Bill Gates was buying up or trying to destroy companies, which is why he got in trouble with the law, where they were like, by the way, you guys are a monopoly. And he's like, by the way, screw you, I'm not. And there was that whole, big issue. Watch the documentary on Netflix. It's really good. But do you think that's a successful market move to try to take the biggest people on your competitor's platform and bring them to yours? Do you think that is a successful way to do it?
It's one way to do it.
But is it successful? Is it going to turn profits in the future?
This has been done before in the past with different companies, different mediums. It becomes it's a chess game to begin with, but it's not so much to just get the most popular person on that platform to come to yours. But then on top of that, you have to have something that separates you from the competition. Otherwise, okay, YouTube and what is it, Vimeo? No one watches Vimeo because
Vimeo,
it's
yeah.
the same thing as YouTube. There's nothing that separates it. So thus, no one even thinks about Vimeo. They think about YouTube. So if Mixer is just going to get people to Mixer, if it's the same thing as Twitch, no one's going to go over there. So Shroud's over there. All right, well, Twitch is still Twitch. What's different?
So Dr. Disrespect was talking about this, and he is now currently, because they left, the #1 Twitch streamer. And I actually have a photo here of the subs. So #1 currently with 30,000 subs is Dr. Disrespect. And keep in mind, that's $4 or $5, I think, for a sub. So times that 30,000, that's a lot of money that this guy is making. So he's currently #1, and he mentioned that concurrently viewership on Twitch is in the millions every day. Twitch is not even close. Mixer is not even close. And he says that the long term, like you got to think 2 years ahead, what is the fan base going to be like on Mixer? And he said it's not going to look good. He's like the Shroud fan base, the Ninja fan base, you never know where you're going to be in 2 years because the next hot thing comes in.
Right.
But if you stay on a platform that is constantly boosting you, like Twitch was, where it was like you are the current #1, and you go to a platform that has not proven itself, has not been around that long, your fan base may fade out over the course of time, which is everyone's fear is like, oh, well, I'm relevant. When do I stop being relevant? And then the money starts, and then you end up being like Gary Busey.
Well, I think these guys have such a strong and big fan base that their fans will go over to watch them and stuff.
And they have.
Yeah.
But it's keeping them. That's the
I was
problem.
going to say that you're definitely going to take a hit. You're definitely going to take a loss until this platform gets as popular as it needs to be. But regardless, as the streamer, you're going to take the hit. Now for the Mixer, that's all positive for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that can't be positive. Getting that many viewers to come over and everything. But I think people that don't really, there's a lot of people that are lazy out there that are just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to stick with Twitch, and then they're going to watch Dr. Disrespect. So all those people
that's also a
branch out.
point. If you're on Mixer, and I listened to Ninja talk about this recently as well. He was talking about, if someone comes to Mixer and they have him to watch, Ninja to watch, they're gonna be like, okay, well, I don't know what else to watch after he's off the stream. And he was like, well, now we have Shroud. But the problem is with Twitch, I have the list here of tons of different people. Like the next one after that has 29,000. The next after that has 27,000. And then there's 26. All of these people are on the platform that have tons of viewership. So whenever Dr. Disrespect is off air on Twitch, they automatically have 7 to 8 different options of someone similar. Well, I can't say similar. Dr. Disrespect is very unique. But someone who has good entertainment value that they can just switch over to. Mixer just started off. They don't have that kind of platform to where you can go to another person who has that much skill or that entertaining yet.
I can beat Shroud.
Okay, this is another debate that's been going on in our little group.
I can beat Shroud.
He thinks he could beat Shroud. If you just watch any gameplay from Shroud, he can't even probably beat anyone on this list that I'm looking at.
If I had a good team to roll with, you guys are good, but you don't have enough time to practice. If I had a good enough team to roll with, I could beat Shroud.
No, 100%.
Or at least play equally on his level.
No. I've seen his gameplay. There's no way. There's no way in heck. And I'm sorry I had to say that out loud for Violet to
I've
hear.
seen his gameplay. We play very similar, me and him. We play very similar. Our movement is almost on par, like each.
I think I should put a compilation of your clips compared to Shroud's clips.
Let's do it. I mean, yeah, he's got more time to practice and play, but if I actually had the time to put in and I mean, I've got the skill.
Same could be said for Bobby. Bobby could put in time and skill and be the best NFL player he could be. He could be a running back.
Mortal Kombat player.
If he put in the time.
No, Mortal Kombat player, not NFL.
No, NFL. If he would have put in the time, he could have done it. That's what you're saying. If I put in the time, which I won't, and he won't,
I love you, Bobby, but
I could be better than Emmitt Smith. That's what Bobby could be. That's what we're saying.
You're taking this on to a whole nother level. We're going from like game physics to like actual physical physics. I don't think anybody is going to beat Emmitt Smith here, no matter how much we practice.
Do you think you could take Bobby on, like head-to-head, tackle? Like he has the football, Johnny. You have to tackle him.
Who, me?
Yeah. Do you think you could take him
Well,
down?
I don't know. Bobby's pretty quick, but
Pretty low to the ground too.
But I mean, if you're wondering if I make contact, can I take him down? Yes. I mean, I'm huge.
Bobby, do you
Sorry.
think Johnny could take
My
you
bad.
down?
It's situational.
It is. It is. Bobby knows how to juke, and I'm not always on par when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I
but
think Bobby has like secret strength. I think he has like muscles. They're just hiding under hair and denim jean jackets.
obviously he's a physical person, but so am I.
Bobby's pretty ripped. I don't think you guys know that.
Now let's ask the more entertaining question: do we think that Josh could take down a Bobby?
If I could get Bobby in,
I think no.
if I could get my legs wrapped around Bobby, yes.
What? How are you going to tackle him? Wait, I'm just trying to imagine how the tackling process is going to work here.
You understand the difference between a tackle and a drop kick, right? we know that those two things are not the same.
I understand, but that's why I said if I can get my legs up there, it's done for. I got strong legs.
Compliments of Captain Insano.
So Halloween, it happened. How was you guys' Halloween? Did you guys have fun? Did you get lots of candy?
It was good. It was good.
How was Violet's first
I
Halloween?
did not have fun. We were supposed to go to my mother's, and I woke up that morning and somebody had broken into my car, left my door open, and my battery to my car died.
Actually, let's clarify. Did they break in or did they just open the door because you left it unlocked?
Well, it wasn't their property, and they entered into something that
You're
wasn't their
diverting.
property.
Answer the question.
Yes, I left my doors unlocked because I
Oh,
don't
no.
lock.
Why would you do that in Shreveport?
Because they don't lock.
You know, here's the thing.
That's why I don't keep anything in there. They didn't steal anything.
No, they actually left money. They felt bad for him.
Look, literally, he was like, man, they left my charger. They didn't take anything.
They didn't take shit. They didn't take anything. There was nothing. They went through it all. My glove box was open and everything, but nothing was taken. Maybe they
pretty
took the
sad.
battery. I can't check because I can't get in the car because the battery's dead. And
They probably
the car
were really
won't
sad
unlock.
after that.
I feel
bad for them more than you.
I do too.
They were so disappointed. They
They had
probably
to get in that car.
helped clean your car, if anything.
No, they didn't, but I wish they would have.
Bobby, how was your Halloween?
It was okay. We had a few trick or treaters at our in our neighborhood.
Nice.
That was it. We didn't do anything spectacular.
Do you have a lot of candy left over?
We have actually. So my buddy came over with his kid, and we had 2 bags of candy left. And guess which kid got all the candy when she came?
Oh, geez.
Literally, it was like, "Hey, here's a bowl," and she started taking hands. Like, no, take the bowl. It's yours.
Nice. Well, our Halloween was pretty uneventful. We went to the in-laws' house, and it was a nice neighborhood, so there wasn't a lot of people who trick-or-treated. We had probably like 5 or 6 people, and yeah.
I didn't even think about this. Did Jay and Jacob not?
Ooh, I don't know.
They didn't
I
have their
ask
Halloween
them.
party because they just had a baby.
Well, they haven't had it in a while because of like film prize and things like that.
Oh.
So yeah, the
I
last
guess
time
it's been a couple years.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. Or
They
something
usually
like
have
that.
such a huge party. I remember the last party that I went to over there. I'm sorry to kind of divert. It's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
Yeah. So I went as what did I go? Did I go as Dick in the Box?
Yes. You did.
Yeah, I went as I had a box. You get the idea. So I went as that, and like I had to take my costume off for a second because they were doing the battle in the inflatable
Oh, yeah,
thing.
the gladiator
Yeah, the
battle.
gladiator battle. And so they call my name, which I don't know why, but Jaya put El Diablo as me. So she calls El Diablo, and then she goes, and the German. And I was like, oh, this is going to be epic. There's a German dude here. I'm about to go down. So we go up, and it's this tiny 5'2" blonde chick. And I had to get in the ring with her, and I lost on purpose. But
No, she
before,
wrecked you. It was not on purpose.
Here's what happened, Bobby.
She got him
He doesn't
down.
remember. I don't trust his memory. I remember exactly what happened. So the first round, there's 3 rounds. First round, I'm like, I go down. I knew I was gonna lose. I'm not gonna beat this girl. But the second round, I was like, I'm gonna get my hit in. So I started like this because I knew she was gonna swing. And as soon as she swung, I stepped back and I went, whack, and she went flying and hit. Sorry. She hit the rail or the net and then came back. It was hilarious. Next round, I just kind of stepped down.
Well,
But
here's the thing. This is how I know Johnny's full of it because that chick went on to win the entire thing.
she was quite
Do you
cute.
think everyone that fought her was doing the same
I'm
thing?
just going to say she was quite cute.
She was going ham.
And Josh is a married man, and I was not.
So you let her win because you thought she was cute.
Yeah, isn't that...
Johnny, I think you're full
You
of
haven't
crap.
been
She
single in
actually
a long
won.
time,
She
man.
was beating the hell out of those people.
I mean, that's
Forgive me,
cool.
Violet. I'm sorry for saying hell. I meant to say heckers.
What? She's like 3 months old. She doesn't understand.
Yeah, well, she's been around you. So here's the thing. Halloween.
Right.
It's a great holiday, but
Okay.
it brings up the questions. The afterlife. Ghosts. Spirits. Not the alcoholic kind. Do we believe, not as a group, but individually, that ghosts and hauntings are real? Bobby, do you believe in ghosts?
I'm a very, hey, if I don't see it for myself, I'm not gonna take your word for it. So I haven't had a haunting or a ghostly experience. So I see these videos like what is it? It's like National Geographic or like the
Travel Channel.
Travel Channel, there it is. That do these ghost hunting shows. I always take that with a bucket of salt because unless I'm there, I'm like, oh hey, my beeper's going off. The ghost is paging me. Oh, it's really cold now. Well, you're in the middle of Michigan and during winter. Yeah, it gets cold. So I don't. Again, it's one of those things. Unless I see it for myself, I don't typically.
Has anyone close to you ever experienced anything?
Don't know. I haven't asked because I don't care.
So no one's like confided in you, like, yeah, that was really weird. This thing happened, etc.
Okay. I have not, to my knowledge, had someone exclaim that to me. If so, I probably would have kind of dug for more details. But again, I don't believe.
Well, Josh grew up, pastor's son. This fool has, claimed to see exorcisms and stuff.
No, there was exorcisms
And people crawling on walls and all kinds of...
not crawling on walls, but like doing all kinds of bendy movements and screaming and hollering and doing all that. No one crawled on a wall. I don't know who told you that.
You did.
I never once did anyone crawl on a wall.
Josh likes to exaggerate.
Not like that. That's impossible. What was she, Spider-Man? Exorcise the spiders out of her?
Haunted Spider-Man.
Bobby, Johnny, have you ever had an experience or know someone who has had an experience with some kind of haunting? Do you believe in ghosts?
I mean, kinda, a little bit. I believe that as humans, we have an energy that kind of exerts out into the universe. And yes, I think that energy can kind of linger around and manipulate itself if it really wants to. But let's see, my mom, I mean, we're a family of, we're very open-minded. My mom used to go to graveyards and take pictures and stuff. And like, she's caught pictures where there's no lights around or anything, no flash on the camera, and there's orbs, floating around her. And often she would take pictures, and there was, a lot of different orbs. One in particular that looked exactly the same, but, that can all be debunked through photography and stuff
Bobby,
like that.
what do you think those orbs are?
Light spots or something.
Okay.
Dust.
All right. So here's my take on the orb thing, because I know like on the ghost shows they're like, oh man, we set up a camera overnight and it caught all these orbs. It was a friggin' light show, you guys. Okay. If it's truly something supernatural and there's truly something there, you can see it with your eyes. If you need a camera to see it, it's probably not there.
I mean, that's a good point. I believe that. The only time that I've ever had any kind of like encounter, which I don't think it wasn't an encounter, it was just my eyes playing tricks with me or something. But I was brushing my teeth at my old house, and I used to. The guy that lived there before me, he drove a train. He was a conductor or whatever. He was a guy that actually drove it, and he told us that as in that job, if you ever hit anybody and kill anybody, they make you stop and go and look at the wreckage and the person. So he said, like, he's been in the job for a long time. He had killed a few people and, ran them over. It wasn't his fault directly, but he had to go look at the bodies and look at the wreckage and stuff like that. But I was brushing my teeth one day, and I saw a little girl in a white dress, blonde hair, blue eyes, and it was very vivid. That's why I was like, what the hell? And we had just been, like, talking about some, things and everything, but I saw her walk by me. Of course, I think it was just my eyes playing tricks with me and stuff. So I never said it was a haunting or anything, but I did start to talk to whatever was there. I was like, is something here? I just started walking.
Any responses?
No responses.
Bobby, back to what you were saying, if you can't see it with your naked eye, it's probably not there. Do you believe as far as the certain light spectrum? So whenever there is a night mode on a camera that can see more than the human eye, is it being manipulated, or being that we can see through the lens of that camera with our naked eye, we're seeing technically what it's showing us?
All right, so ghosts. Okay, let's play devil. I'll play devil's avocado. If ghosts are real, they're not germs. I do not need a certain lens to be able to see them. I should be able to see them just fine. Also, if they are real and they are haunting and throwing stuff around, you should be able to see that. Okay, so let's take
the light spectrum thing.
Sure.
Do you think that being that certain light spectrum, like whatever the graph is, they have some kind of meter, you think ghosts are more prone to that? We wouldn't be able to see them with our human eye, but you can see them with that kind of camera lens. Do you think that's just, what is it, faux pas, a made-up thing?
I will answer that directly with this statement. I don't believe you can science your way into seeing a ghost.
So...
I feel like that'd be the only way to be able to see a ghost.
My point being, there's no technology that'll just be like, oh, yep, I hooked up the spookograph and look, there's a ghost over there. No, I don't think that's a thing.
But there are certain camera lenses that can see in the dark and also see things that our naked eye would never see even in the daylight.
Okay.
Like, for instance, thermal imaging.
Sure.
You can see the heat,
Yep.
stuff like that. They have caught things that were unexplainable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's like, you got to look at Travel Channel for that.
Hold on. I want to stop you right there. Say what you just said. They've what?
Things that cannot be explained.
Right.
Yes.
So then don't put your own label on it. If it can't be explained, that's because you can't explain it, not because it's a ghost.
True, but doesn't that make it a little bit weird?
I mean, sure, it makes it odd. That doesn't make it a ghost by default.
But if it looks like a human and disappears in front of you, what would you do in that situation? If you had a thermal imaging of a person, then they just disappear in thin air.
I didn't see it with my eyes.
No, if you were doing it. Like if we go out and do a hunt or
We
whatever.
probably will.
Yeah.
Because this is going to become a thing, and we're going to end up doing this.
Well, see, and that's what I think. When I think of ghosts, I don't. With my own interpretation, of course, I break things down, to its finest. That's why I ask so many questions when you guys ask me things. With ghosts, and I've tried to rationalize this as much as I can because it's not rational, of course. But like I said, it's not necessarily a person, it's their energy. And with that, even though you can't see it, everything has its own electromagnetic field. And the energy that exerts from that stays there and lingers, that's going to have its own electromagnetic field. And if somehow it was able to manipulate what's around it, it can do, crazy things, manipulate temperature, manipulate objects, all kinds of stuff. So that's...
Do you think people's energy that's left behind, whether positive or negative, has an impact on the environment that it's in?
Yes, for sure. I don't think that like when you die, you don't necessarily just cease to exist. Your energy is exerted out. Now, whether that person has spent their life trying to understand that energy and be able to actually consciously control it, I think that's possible, but it's very hard to reach.
So do you believe in the concept of afterlife, you could be a ghost?
Yes, in a certain sense.
Like not you physically, but your energy.
Yeah, I think that your energy can remain.
I would like to pitch an idea for a show. I would like to be the opposite of these ghost hunting shows. I would like to go to these haunted places to try and debunk that they're haunted. Wait, hold on.
That's a good idea.
I could be a ghost buster.
You
You know what? I don't think that's.
Going back-
I don't think
remember-
that's ever been used before.
remember
I don't
Jay's-
think there's
Jay's
a
challenge?
Ghostbuster thing anywhere.
No, remember Jay's challenge? He
Yeah.
wanted me to incorporate a movie title.
I got you. I
for a movie I hadn't
understand
seen.
that.
Ghostbusters a
I understand
movie.
this that
Yeah.
you're doing this, but
He
it's
hasn't seen
actually
Ghostbusters.
it's
That's
actually
for
a
you.
good idea. That's actually a really good idea.
There was a show called Fact or Fiction where these people would get footage from someone and be like, all right, let's break it down. And then they would visit the same site that it was shot at and try to do the same thing with it, but fake it. And if they couldn't fake it, they'd be like, well, we don't know how to explain how this happened.
I mean, that's a really good one too. But
They did it very poorly.
I think this would be a really great idea for a show. Is people go to these places that have had people there and filmed and
Yeah,
everything.
and they don't pull on the little the thing. Oh, we're gonna sit in the corner and we're gonna throw a rock against the wall and make it seem like something happened. No. If something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Let's see it now. Okay, I want to make it known. This is not me antagonizing any kind of possible spirits, because I will let you know I will be the first one to get in his car and leave if something goes sideways. The movie Paranormal Activity, the first time the cabinet's open, we're putting that house on the market.
So I'll say my piece on it. I don't know about the whole spiritual realm or Bigfoot, etc. But I do think that there's a lot of things that we can't explain, and a lot of weird things happen. Like what? Does something weird just happen now? What's going on?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, it was just Violet. Never mind.
Yeah, I was just checking on.
I get
her.
really
Chill.
paranoid. That's why if we go on a ghost hunt, I'm going to be just a wreck.
I love this stuff.
I don't like when I go into something and I watch something on TV. I'm like, that could have been faked. That could have been this. When I'm in the situation, I believe it's all real because my emotions are at 100, and I'm like, I don't want to go in there. There's like all the demons to ever exist.
I love this kind of stuff. Like
I do too. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there like, oh, they exist and we have to prove to the world that they exist. It's me being like, all right, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's push it to the limit.
I have more of a curiosity than a fear. Like
Yeah.
when I'm in that situation and stuff, when I'm in a dark room and I'm thinking about spirits and stuff, I don't fear it. I have such a curiosity for it.
I wouldn't go unless I had a camera. See, my bravery comes from recording. If I didn't have a camera, I would not go in any of those situations.
Give me a tent, give me a sleeping bag, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I
man.
can't do that. I
I'll
cannot
lock
do that.
myself in there, no lights, no nothing for
Oh,
3 nights
God.
straight. Let's
That's
do
just-
it.
That gives me too much
I
anxiety.
got to go to work.
That gives
I
me
can't
excitement.
Do that.
I hope I find a ghost and I have to fight it.
So
like a
some of the
bear.
members, people that I know, I'm not going to mention names of the people I know, have had some very intense experiences with what they think is ghosts, especially in a hotel in Jefferson, Texas. They said they spent the night there, and in this hotel that they were at, they knew it was haunted. They stayed in a room that was haunted because they were just having fun. They said when they went back, they got back from the laundry place where they put their laundry.
Typically.
They got into the bed, and then I guess the person who I'm referring to woke up with a woman screaming in her face. Just right here screaming. And before you say anything, screaming. And she got out of bed and looked around the room, couldn't find anything. She woke up her partner and was like, listen, someone was in this room. And he, of course, he gets up, looks around, and he was like, I don't see anything. I don't know what's going on. Well, later that afternoon, both of them heard a bunch of noise coming from the other room. And so at that point, I think from what I remember is they got a different room because there was too much noise coming from whatever other room was there. So they were kind of freaked out.
Did they ever clarify whether there was people in that room?
They left. I don't think they
They
figured out who it was. Yeah.
they pulled a Bobby. I would have gone to knock on the door and asked those people if like, you guys fighting? And they say, yeah. I'm like, okay, just thought it was ghosts.
Well, this other room was in their
Don't let me stop your domestic violence by all means.
it wasn't like a different room as far as like a hotel room. It was in their room, just an adjacent room to where they could go in, but the door was closed.
And they didn't go in?
No, they heard too much noise and they're like, well, no one's in there. So,
No, let's go stay the night at this place.
hey, you know what? That's a good idea. That's not bad. Stay in that same hotel. Do you have your thoughts, Bobby? You want to share?
Share them.
I don't want to repeat the same thing I've said.
You think it's like sleep paralysis?
I want to clarify.
I mean, it's possible.
She woke up to someone screaming in her face.
Yes,
and didn't immediately punch whatever it was in her face.
I think she was shocked where she jolted back and then the person was gone.
So she reacted.
She reacted, but I don't think she's the kind of person to swing on someone.
But then she just miraculously, she saw it disappear.
Well, it's one of those things where she, whenever you wake up, something shocks you and you kind of like.
Sure.
boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close
Well,
your
not
eyes.
everybody's as alert as
Yeah, like
other
stares
people
at
when they're
things.
sleeping.
Oh, I am quite certain if you woke me up by screaming in my face,
It's
I
going
would be
down.
alert right there.
Yeah, I'm grabbing you by
Most
your
people
throat.
would be.
I want to say some things. I'd be a B word and B word out. I would not. I'd be like, whoa! Like I'd react very skittish, and probably try to crawl over the other side of the bed.
Beignet is the word he was going to
I'm
say.
grabbing you by
yes.
the throat. I'm grabbing your throat and I'm taking you down. I don't know what's
That's
going
so-
on.
Imagine someone just accidentally scaring you, and you just grab them by the throat.
I can sleep through stuff, but I'm a pretty light sleeper. You come in my room when I'm sleeping, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to see you. You can try to be quiet, but I'm pretty like, wow. Like Major Payne. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you ever see Major Payne?
I have seen Major Payne.
I love you, Bobby. That made me feel good. Thank you.
Favorite horror movie?
Favorite
think
paranormal
about
activity.
Horror movie?
Yeah.
Devil's Rejects. That's not really mine.
For the way it was shot, Paranormal Activity. But I was always a fan of the Saw movies. Off the basis of I like trying to figure out what was going to happen. And I like at the end where they're like, oh, hey, you didn't see this, but this was actually this, or this person was doing this.
I can't watch those movies.
How many of those movies did you get through?
I saw the first
Couple?
3 or
Okay.
4. Like, because eventually it
everybody
just started
stops.
like, there's only so much you can rehash the plot. I didn't care. I think there was a 3D one. Whatever. I don't care.
That's the same with Paranormal Activity.
I saw every single one of those.
I did too.
And I liked them.
I didn't hate them. The last couple, it got interesting because they did the whole portal thing. Spoiler alert, where they go
Yeah.
back through the other movies about how the hauntings all connect, which was really cool. I thought that was the best part of that one movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, after Paranormal Activity, that's where my senses got heightened to paranormal things. And I remember for a long time, I thought everything was haunted.
I think the last The last time I can recall, I don't know about the timeline here. Paranormal Activity definitely gave me chills a couple times. Like especially whenever she gets dragged out of the bed. I remember
hate
like
that.
I had these chills coming up the back of my spine, and I was like,
I'm so
"Oh."
terrified of that.
Knew it wasn't real at all, but I just like I don't know why it just kind of affected me.
Do
like
you guys
that.
ever think like you're in bed and you're like, this is the one time something's gonna pull me out of bed, and I'm the one case in one scenario it ever happens?
Well, see, I don't think Ghost. I think
guess
Freddy
so.
Krueger because I grew up on that, and that's just what freaked me out. But okay, so the last movie that I saw that actually made me like have that fear that we have when we play Dead by Daylight was with The Strangers, and it was that scene.
Oh.
It was so I was in theaters watching it. Did you ever see this? It was about the three people that wear the mask. They mess with this couple.
No,
that's
I'm
in the
aware.
woods.
I haven't
so
watched it.
There's a scene in there where they're starting to mess with them, and they're going in and out of the house, making noises and stuff. And there's no music in this scene. It's completely silent. And she goes and gets a glass of water from the sink, and shoots to one side of her. She's drinking the glass. Shoots to the other side. She's like filling it back up. Comes back. No music. No like or anything. He's just standing there, and since it was so quiet, you hear everybody in the theater collectively at one time go, and I just died laughing, dude. It was the funniest crap I have ever seen, like in a theater, because nobody like screamed. They all just went, and then it got quiet, and you heard like 3 or 4 people laugh in the theater because it was funny. That was really
That
funny.
movie was tough to get through.
Did you ever watch Grave Encounters?
That one I did. There's 2 of them. There's a second one.
Yeah.
I watched it, and that one actually freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not expect.
figured
I
you
thought it
would
was
like
supposed to be
those.
cheesy because it started off very cheesy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is so stupid.
I could picture you being that host, and then
I try hard. Yeah.
and stuff going sideways, and like, oh man, now I'm eating rats in the dungeon. Well, maybe not that far, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that movie was terrifying, and the second one was okay. It was just all right. They have an actual Blair Witch, which is on the same kind of thing. Because when Blair Witch came out, I mean, I was too young to see it, but when I did get to the age I could see it, it was terrifying. And I remember watching the first time, sorry, Mom and Dad, at my parents' church, where we, when the church was starting out, we had it in a Golden Corral first.
Really?
Yeah. In the back of a Golden Corral.
Man, that's awesome. You guys
So
went
as
and ate
soon
at the
as-
buffet?
Yeah, we ate at the buffet. We're the first in
Man.
line, which was amazing.
I would go to church if it was at Golden Corral.
Yeah, that's why most people came to our church. First in line at the Golden
Did
Corral.
you guys pay for your people?
Some of them. At first we did because it was like,
Could they come in without paying? Do they have to pay to come in?
no. They had to pay to get food. But
Okay.
we would always get plates of food and have them eat anyways because
Yeah.
church, you can do things that are deceitful if you're a church. I'm joking for anyone out there. Sorry, Dad. So anyways, back to my point. We went to a hotel, and that's where the second phase of the church began, and there was a TV in the room that had cable. And so when my parents would go and shut down, like, I don't know, say goodbye to guests and stuff, there'd be a good, like, 2 hours where nothing was going on. So I would go and watch cable in that room. So I turned all the lights out. I had my lunch, and I watched the Blair Witch Project like that in the church. Freaked me out so bad that I had to change the channel to like cartoons before I could even get up to go anywhere because I thought it was real. I thought 100% this was a documentary. These people died. It was mysterious. That dude kicked that map in the river for some reason. I don't know why. You've seen this, right, Bobby? I don't know. I just kicked it in the river. I thought that was the stupidest thing, and I hated that guy. But I thought it was all real, and I even looked it up online. And
Just see like a child Josh getting mad at the TV. Why'd you do that? You need it.
He feels the same way about his map in Minecraft.
I always lose my map.
He got so upset when you left him to be alone.
Yeah, I remember.
you know how long it took me to get back after that?
Long enough for me
2
to fill-
hours.
Yeah, long enough for me to fill your house with dirt.
You know what's funny is I got back in the game. I was in the same spot he was whenever I left, and it took me like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
to
it
get
literally
back.
would have taken me that much time if I went the right way. I went the complete wrong way. It was awful. Back to what I was saying, though. Once I went on the website to see if this was real, and they had a website dedicated to these people. So they were really into this being perceived as real. That's why I made so much money, which also, I knew Paranormal Activity wasn't real, but it had that same feel. And it was just more genuine than most horror movies I've ever seen because it was shot in a genuine way. I don't know. That movie still haunts me.
Who is it? Violet's mother told me that she saw Paranormal Activity the first time and she didn't know it wasn't real. She thought it was like an actual documentary.
It's convincing because nothing in it's like
So
super
they just
fake.
put the murder of these people in theaters for you to enjoy.
I thought that was funny too.
I guarantee a lot of people probably thought that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like kind of gullible people out there that wouldn't really look into it too much before they went to go see it.
But I freaking looked into it for the Blair Witch Project, which brings me to my other point. Blair Witch Project has a game out called Blair Witch, and I've seen some of the gameplay, and it looks terrifying.
What's it called?
Blair Witch.
Oh,
Why? What?
no, it's just pretty obvious hitting the nail on the head there.
Yeah. Well, it's not Blair Witch Project. You know they made a sequel to Blair Witch Project.
It was
And it was not-
wasn't it Blair Witch 2?
Yeah, and it was not a camera, a found footage movie. It
It's like Scream meets The Matrix.
was awful. It was so stupid. I don't know why they
I
did
can't put two and two together with that. Well, first off, mainly because you've never seen either of those movies, have you?
I've seen Scream.
And you've seen the first Matrix.
that. No. No, he has not. So he's making a reference to a movie he has not seen yet again.
I'm gonna kill you, bud.
But the game, it looks really scary. And it's not the same kind of plot line as the Blair Witch Project, but it has that kind of... And they remade the Blair Witch. Did you guys see the new one?
No.
It was terrible. It didn't have a good feel. It didn't have a good tone. You can't remake a movie. And they're trying to remake, what, Princess Bride? Have you guys seen that?
I've never seen it.
You guys didn't see, that's a classic movie. You should not be remaking these classic movies. It's... that's a whole nother podcast that we
They're
can dive
going to
into.
keep making it if you keep buying
Josh
tickets
is
for
so
it.
frustrated right now talking about this.
Yeah, I haven't even seen hardly any of the new remakes, like the live action Lion King.
It was
and
good.
If they
stuff like
ever
that.
if they ever try to remake Iron Man and those movies, how
They
pissed
won't
off
do
would you be?
a remake. They'll do a rebranding. They'll have someone else step
so
in the
mad.
shoes, and it won't be called Iron Man. It will be called something else.
Well,
the Iron Dude.
No,
The
there,
Iron
there
Guy.
will be, in the next phase of the Marvel movies, there will be an Iron Heart.
Yeah, this would be a girl.
You know what movie never
should-
got a sequel that I'm pissed off about?
We just kind of went on a tangent here. We should probably
Yeah,
wrap it up.
sorry.
Yeah, we're pretty much. This is the tail end of our podcast.
Yeah,
If anyone
I'm
hasn't-
sorry. I just want to say this. I never got my sequel to The Iron Giant. You guys saw that, right? It was a child's movie about the big mechanical dude. You guys saw this
Yeah,
movie,
I've seen
right?
it. Vin Diesel does the voice of the Iron Giant.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I never got a sequel to that, man. And
You
he
don't
lived.
need a sequel.
It was amazing.
Yeah, let it be amazing
Yeah,
and
I
never make a
guess
sequel
so.
to it ever again.
I just want to see another one.
Yeah, they're gonna
I really
make it
like that
because of
one.
this. They're gonna be like, let's do a live action version and have it star Tom Holland. Our guest today, Violet, is getting upset. It's probably good to sign off. Violet, can you help us sign off?
She's getting cranky pants.
Violet, help us sign off, will you?
You want to say goodbye?
What does she want? She wants your keys. I don't think she's allowed to drive yet.
Hey, thanks for watching,
God, you
guys.
scared her. Jesus.
Yes, thank you for watching podcast. The Lovely Talks. Make sure to like and subscribe. I should have said that earlier. I keep forgetting to do that. Anyways, stay tuned for more content.
Later.